You're absolutely right, and that's exactly what appears to be happening, Ambassador Naresh Chandra. Whether it's Iraq, Egypt, or Libya, three dictatorships removed, and all you have in these countries now is chaos.
Though that's true, but you know what happens is that the quality of a campaign is judged not by what it removes or what it brings in. Now, if you apply that principle, then at the moment it does appear that in all these places, the consequences are unintended and very adverse to the people concerned. There is no doubt about it. But the point is, you know, that one element we should not forget. America was under a certain kind of threat. It had been attacked, not only on the mainland, but at many other places. To expect that they will just sit by and lick their wounds and not respond, I don't think that's a very practical view to take.
But aren't they now, Ambassador?
Yeah.
Aren't they now open to more attacks and in more countries, because this fire just seems to be spreading? It's no longer restricted to one or two countries where the United States was said to have been involved in the regime change.
I'm not supporting any nation's policies or explaining them. What I'm saying is that we should not in our analysis forget the extreme provocation and the threat which is extended. Now, if US did not go after Al-Qaeda, what would have been the result is anybody's guess. I mean, I'm not very sure that peace would have reigned all over the Middle East and in the United States. So we have to consider alternative scenarios. What was happening was not exactly normal, peaceful, and a very harmonious situation. So to expect that a power or a superpower will not react at all and take everything lying down is not practical. But I agree that the response has to be more calibrated and it has to be consistent with the wishes of the people in countries where you are intervening.
And Dr. Awad, the way United States has reacted to what's been happening in Cairo, and especially after what happened in Benghazi, sending 2 destroyers into the region, sending US Marines to protect US interests, the statements that Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton have made, does that help or does that make the situation worse?
Well, I think the mistake they have done in Benghazi by sending all air to go to Benghazi and pick up their own people without consulting the government of Benghazi. It shows that they have no respect for this government they have created. B, they have no respect of the country. C, the people of the country also there have been provocative by this kind of firing from the Benghazi consulate of the United States, where they have retaliated. That is a normal reaction for people who does not want foreigners in their soil, especially when it comes to ridiculing their religion and their prophet. So this is one. Americans are interesting to see more of the troops which is returning from Afghanistan and Iraq to find another station them somewhere in Africa where they can take on those Al-Qaeda. They have their own creation. Therefore, it's not a question of stability you're looking for. When you make a film, and the Egyptian president also said just now, this is, I think, is a red line, is a prophet and the book, and these are a red line. You should not cross it. And moreover, also, whenever you make any films in the Arab world, especially when it is of a religious sentiment, people go to the Dar al-Fatwa, they go to their religious body and ask them to see the film and put their input. You just go and call it a freedom of expression, allowing people in
But Dr. Awad, what happened in Benghazi, the killing of Chris Stevens, the US ambassador at Benghazi, that wasn't by protesters. I mean, that was terrorist. That was a terrorist activity.
You can call it a terrorist activity, but what you will do if you start firing at the protester outside in an anarchy region where you have already the number of organizations and extremist groups and militants outnumber the government itself. So this is you must look at the inside of the story. What happened exactly?
No, but do protesters roam around with RPGs and homemade bombs in a spontaneous protest?
Thanks to the Americans, they are the one who fund them with the NATO. The number of weapons outnumber the number of Libyan now.
Okay.
Why aren't we accepting these facts? This is when you cook the poison, you have to test it. And they are testing it.